The Dragon Ball GT ending was one that left many questions unanswered. Goku left with Shenron and he never looked back. It was the moment that symbolized that all evil was gone. Now it's a happily ever after. But there's never a happily ever after. There's always something after. Him merging with Shenron and going with him opened a lot of doors. This was one of the uptakes of Dragon Ball GT. The idea of having a drawback for the Dragon Balls. But what happened after? What happened after Goku merged with Shenron? Where did he go? What was it that happened? This is where our story begins. For a long time, the Dragon Balls had been allies of our friends for the protection of Earth. But because they used it a lot, their negative energy was released. 7 evil dragons roam. Goku fought them all and won. And at the end, to beat the last one, he used all of his power and won against him. After that, the Dragon Balls were re-established, and finally Goku and Shenron merged to then disappear from this world. And we all know this is the ending of Dragon Ball GT. And this is where it all starts. In Kami's, he says that he remembered something the elders of his planet said. There was a time when Namek was a victim of evil and pirate attacks who destroyed everything that they found on their way. And due to this, they often used the Dragon Balls to restore it. The weird thing is that even if the Dragon Balls were used as much or even more times than the Earth's Dragon Balls, nobody mentioned an evil dragon or Namek being destroyed. So he's questioning why now, why there's evil energy and evil dragons, while on Namek when they use the Dragon Balls nothing happens no matter how many times they used it. In the main timeline, I don't think there's this much emphasis, or not emphasis, but evil energy in the Dragon Ball, since they are a summoning object that summons a dragon from his realm, which grants you wishes. But in the Dragon Ball GT world, it's different. After the battle and victory, everyone was meeting at Goku's place, celebrating. All of them ignored he wouldn't come back, all except one, and that one was Vegeta. He praises him that he fused with the dragon. He wonders if his power increased because of that. And thus, he wanted to train, and he wants one of the boys, Gohan, Goten, Trunks, one of them, to train with him. He asks Trunks, Bulma doesn't let him. He asks Gohan, but he has different things to do. Then comes Goten, which Chi-Chi agrees to. She wants him to train, and thus Vegeta and Goten will train together. And the next day, when they meet, Vegeta tells him that they won't train on planet Earth, that they will take the ship and train on a different planet, one that can resist their training, and thus they will train there for a year. And that's what they do. They set out on their journey to space. We go back to Kami's. He found out something, it's old myth that was told on planet Namek, and it goes like this. A long time ago, at planet Namek, when a divine being suddenly appeared to him, that god told him that because of his heart, pure and with no evil, a great power was delivered to him, which would be inherited generation by generation. Once he had said that, the divine being disappeared, leaving Iskar with the doubt on how to use that power. Till one day, he had a vision in his dreams that would help him to create 7 spheres, which when being put together would summon a dragon capable to grant every kind of wish. But it's still a myth, Kami, says Mr. Popo. I know, Mr. Popo. Besides, I don't think it has anything to do with the evil dragons. However, I still have this bad feeling. So, who appeared in front of him is the Dragon God, I think. In a different dimension, we go to Goku. Goku's there with another dragon. He tells him that every god has his own planet and this is Goku's. So it means that Goku became a god that fused with Shenron and has his power. In this timeline and in this also dimension, Goku is a dragon god. He has the power of the dragons, and They even tell him that he is a god. Goku then thanks him for giving him his height back so he can train. And also he can't introduce him like that to the other gods. Goku then asks about the other gods that he just talked about. He tells him that they are meeting at the divine planet. The other 11 gods are waiting for you. He already told him how to behave, so don't embarrass me. Goku is one of the dragons of those Dragon Balls. This is what happened after he merged with Shenron, and the events of Dragon Ball GT, that's what it led to. So if we go back to the ending of GT, excluding this manga, there's a scene where the Dragon Balls become one with Goku and Shenron, and he leaves with him. This gives the idea that he became one with them, and he merged. As a result of that, he was born as a dragon god. Then he leaves for the other gods. While Goku was in the divine world, 12 months passed since Vegeta and Goten went to train to another planet. We see them. Goten has achieved Super Saiyan 3. Him and Vegeta, they're fighting with all of their power, and it's immense. If they released this much power on Earth, they would have destroyed it. At the end, even Vegeta loses to Goten. I don't know how, but that's what happens, since he can't control his power that much. Meanwhile, at the Dragon Planet, it's Goku. He's meditating when the other dragon arrives. And they are waiting for him. When he turns around, he apologizes because he forgot about today's meeting. But then, something happens. His mind starts taking its toll on him, and his eyes turn red. We see that he turned evil, saying, "Free at last. Hi, Frugo, it's been so long." Frugo, this other dragon, knows who he is, but he doesn't say. Goku tells him, "Are you afraid?" He takes from him the Senzu pins and throws him away. And then he uses teleportation to another world. What happened is, when Goku merged with the Dragon Balls and with Shenron, something happened, a side effect that made someone control him, and from what I'm seeing, it has to be the Namekian from the start of the story that Dindi said, because that's the only plausible scenario for why Goku's body has been taken. But I wanted to focus on the aspect of Goku becoming a dragon god. This is not something far-fetched, since we know of the existence of the dragon dimension and that the dragons have a dragon god. So at one point, our Saiyan can go there and can harness their power. It's not something far-fetched, and it's not something that is definitely not gonna happen. And this is where this story ends for now. I'm gonna continue it, but I want to focus on this aspect of what will happen if Goku became a dragon god, or even harness that power, since he can have the Omni King's power, the Angel's power, the Gods of Destruction power, and always forget that the dragons have their own power, with the dragon god Zalama that we got introduced to in Dragon Ball Super. So yeah, this was the end of this story this far. Tell me all, what do you think? What do you think about the story and Dragon Ball GT as a whole? In my opinion, Dragon Ball GT wasn't that bad as some people make it out to be. It had, well, just awful stuff, and on the other hand, it had good aspects like Super Saiyan 4 and the ending of it. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you're safe, and I hope everything in your life is going well. Leave a like and subscribe, it will help me out a lot. I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.